All right, everybody, before we get into this epic video, we wanted to talk about this Kyler Murray rookie card here. PSA 10, we are giving this away. All you have to do is click on the link down below as the pinned comment, watch the video, comment, and make sure you're subscribed, like the video. You know how it is. And yeah, you'll automatically be entered to win this Kyler Murray rookie card, PSA 10 Select. A beautiful card. If you're looking to add this to your PC, it's one of a kind for sure. Well,
aren't they like 7-0 right now?
Well, they're 7-0 right now at the recording of this video.
Just saying 7-0. I mean,
I think he's going to get MVP. Right? All right, dude, luck. Relax. Here we go. Dude, luck was.
I'm sorry, Tom Brady's number one. Kyler can always be a number two.
What about Justin Herbert? He's not up there? I don't know.
He might be number
Look,
three.
There's Lamar Jackson. There's everybody. So we're just going to go ahead and get into this PSA
Tom
video.
Brady and then everybody else.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? It's your boys, Gin and Juice, back at it again. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we're kind of moving things around here. We've got a lot more lights to come in. Got a couple other things that we want to set up.
Studio a little bit.
Yep, making it more towards sports and just collectibles in general. So with that being said, let's talk about what we look for when we're submitting cards to PSA. So we just did a video, well, not just, we did a video not too long ago, right before the price increase for PSA, where we were going to submit a bunch of cards and potentially talk about a return and so forth. Well, that changed a little bit because prices went up, skyrocketed up.
You know, they kind of cut out a lot of tiers and raised prices almost double and all of that. So we were just like, ugh.
Yeah, let's hold back. But now with prices continuing to lower, you know, this price cap, it was just $300 submissions. Then about a month or two ago, probably about 2 months ago, went down to $150. And that's kind of where we're at now. Now we hear that PSA is about to lower the price again, which I hope so.
Or at least open up another tier, because I think they are way behind on the type of scheduling that they had outlined.
Right. And Beckett's been pretty good, but PSA, I mean, a lot of us still use PSA as the actual main thing in the hobby when it comes to grade it. But what I want to do is I want to talk about some PSA cards that we're going to be submitting, or that I want to submit to PSA. Now, this is a stack, and I want to talk about this stack and the potential cards that are here, and potentially see, okay, out of this, I'm going to select 6 cards. Those 6 cards are going to be sent to PSA. All right, so it should be about $900 to grade, but I want to go through and talk about each card. So, and before we did this, or before we're going to go through this, I actually sent you some data on some cards. So when we pull it up, I want you to read out the prices that you see there, and then let's talk about it a little bit.
Cool. So that's the DeAndre Ayton. I assume that's the 134 Raw.
Yep.
But no recent sales on the Prizm rookie autos.
So no recent sale on the Prizm rookie autos. This is about $134 raw. I think it peaked up to close to around $250 last year in the playoffs when they made their run. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton hasn't signed. With the being $150 tier, I don't think this is going to qualify for any of my submissions right now. This is more of a personal submission. And I'll probably save that for hopefully the $50 tier, which is rumored to be opened up.
Now the question comes, would you grade the auto, or are you just going to grade the card itself? Because I know that there's always the two options. That people.
So typically I like to roll the dice and grade the auto if I think the auto can get a 10. In this case, I do think the auto can get a 10.
Yeah, he's on sticker.
On sticker.
There's no smudges.
No.
And it's not, off the sticker or anywhere else or cut off or anything like that. So, yeah, I too agree that a 10 on the auto. But again, like you said, at the $134 price, I know DeAndre Ayton's like a PC of yours, so paying $150 and then the auto fee may not be a big deal, but if you're kind of into it for a business purpose, obviously it doesn't make sense to grade it at the $150 level.
And I think in both cases, even for my PC or business, it doesn't make sense. Like you hit the nail on the head. So this is an interesting card. This card, I believe, was like $300 raw or close to it.
Yep, $300 raw.
Yeah.
$1,000 is PSA 10.
Now, guess what a PSA 9 is? I didn't put it on there.
$300?
$300. So when you think about it, the raw card in a PSA 9 of this is $300. So that means people that are only collecting these type of cards want PSA 10s.
Yeah.
They're going to be hard to get. Now, I don't know if this card is going to get a 10. The centering does look really nice. I'm going to have Andrew take a look at the edges here with his little magnifying glass. But for right now, this is a pass for me. I'm going to pass on this one, and I'm going to potentially grade it when the tiers come down.
It's kind of funny that I watched a video. Someone says that like a PSA 9 is equivalent to a raw.
Yeah.
Like the card raw. So
the data told you. The data tells you right there. So. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we're talking about these cards, we always get our information from last sold on eBay. Yes, there's apps like Market Movers and a couple of different apps that people use and Andrew uses like myself. But they all pull their data from eBay.com. Yeah. So it's right there at your fingertips. This one is interesting.
The Payton Pritchard?
Yeah, I think I wrote a little note about that
200
one.
200 raw, but no auto sales.
Yep.
And then, I guess... for $900 or $157.
Yeah, so reason why I put those two different prices was I saw a Mojo Prizm non-auto sell for $999 and then a different number one a month later sell for $157. So it's too dicey, but I'm on the fence with this. This is the Prizm artwork that you want when it comes to autos. There's two different type of autos. There's these rookie signatures that look like this, and then there's a rookie signature. It's not called rookie signature, but it's called a little bit something else where half the players cut off and there's like a little blue bar, and it's just not very clean looking. But this is the better of the two types of versions of autos you can get from Prizm. This is a Mojo. I think he's playing well. Other cards around this type of variant sold that I could find on a consistent level like $300. So it's teetering for me. This might be a good submission. I don't know. So I'm going to place that right here. We're going to debate. Again, now remember,
for rookies, obviously, it's very subjective to how they play and everything. Right. So that's why data can fluctuate greatly before season, during the season, and off season.
Right. And he's a Boston Celtic. So at the end of the day, if he's playing well, the fans will love him and so forth. Next up is going to be a Kaboom card. My boy Dominic from Everton. This card is interesting because typically Kabooms are very high in value. This card, believe it or not, this player and the hype around soccer, especially with this particular team, it's just not all there. So this Kaboom is only about $150, $160.
Yeah.
This right here, I definitely am not going to get graded. I'm going to just do a hard pass. Kabooms are interesting because some of the Kabooms are worth a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah, the right player.
Yeah, the right player, and this one was not. So next up on the list, we're going to have the Zion Williamson Prizm Silver rookie card. Now,
430 raw.
430 raw on average. Mm-hmm. And I think a PSA 9 is selling for around $500, $550.
580.
Okay, and a PSA 10 is
almost 3,000.
Almost 3,000. So I can tell you right now, this card will not get a PSA 10. The centering is way off. Yeah. So the back centering is not too bad. It's more noticeable on the front. So this is a card that's teetering for me. This is still at $150 submission, selling for around $530. It's teetering. Now, the reason why I'm leaning more towards not getting it graded is because of all the issues with Zion's health, durability right now. He's not playing. The people are saying he's overweight and everything else, and I know a thing or two about being overweight. So
a little bit injury prone.
Right. Now, so right now, I think this is going to be a pass for me, but I'm teetering. But I'm not going to put it here. I'm just going to pass right now. There's not going to be a way for me to do it. This one's interesting. Lamelo Ball. This is definitely going to be one that's teetering. So raw, what was a raw?
$400.
$400 raw for this. What's the PSA 9 and 10?
A 9 is $600 and PSA 10 is $4,500.
Now, reason why this card's $4,500 as a PSA 10 is pop 27. With the amount of silvers out there that are being submitted, only 27 of them have come back PSA 10. For example, this will not get a PSA 10 because of the centering on this. There's a lot of quality issues when it comes to the actual centering of Prizm cards this year, and this is a prime example of it. So this card is very difficult to get a 10 in, and if you get in a 10, I mean, you're sitting on a gold mine. I'm going to teeter it, though, because it's still an expensive 9.
Wow, that's a 10. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. All right, so this one's interesting. This one's a little bit difficult. It was on my teetering list. And I'm going to leave it there until the end of the videos where you guys can see the decision I make on the 6 cards. But first up, right now you have the Immanuel Quickley 1 out of 10 gold card from Donruss Choice, rated rookie. Now the back is a little off center on the back and a little off center on the front, but it's very small amount, very small amount. What was an average card going
130.
for? 130 raw. And then what was a PSA 9?
PSA 9 and a 700 as a 10.
And I think the 700 as a 10 is actually kind of low because similar cards as a 10 are selling for, like, if you look at the Prizm and you look at Select as well, his court side PSA 10 is like $4,000, $3,000 around there. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, those cards are a little bit more desirable than the Donruss Choice, but again, this is still a good branded card to get. I don't value it as high as those others, but I think that $700 range is actually kind of being on a low end. So that's teetering for me. All right, next up we have Anthony Edwards. This card is skyrocketing in value, and I think it's just based on the way he's played and how difficult it is to pull a Prizm auto of his.
Yep. So 315 raw.
Yeah.
And as a 10, 1500.
Yeah. One bid, 10, 1500, but there's other cards that were sold with 18 and 1900 scratched off as PSA 10s. Different serial numbers. This one is probably going to be a definite must for me. So here's the must pile. Here's the teetering piles. Next up, right off the bat, this card is on the rise drastically. This is the Red Mojo Justin Herbert rated rookie card. This card is a PSA 10.
What?
1600. I saw one. The reason why I went with that number, that was the last one I could see that sold. The one that just recently sold was $2,000 with the slash through it. So might have been a little bit more of that. The front, I think, is a 10. The back is a tad bit off center. But even as a 9, this card is I think roughly around $800 or $900. What was the raw value on that?
265.
265. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a must for me. Here we go. Next up, Marcus Rashford kaboom card. Wow, where are we at with this?
300 raw.
$300 raw.
And I guess a PSA 10 is 1400.
PSA 10 is 1400.
PSA 9 is 550.
Yeah, so this is one of those cards that I'm teetering with. I'm definitely going to put it over here. So these are my 2 musts, and that's teetering. This is the most expensive card in the pile. Mason Greenwood, Color Blast. I think this card raw is like $700. Yeah, $740. And then this card, I think if you get a PSA 10, it sells for like $3,600 or something like that. $2,600. Yeah. So close to $3,000 with this particular card. Wow, this is definitely going to be on a must. And even if it comes back a 9, I bet you it's still like $1,400, $1,500. All right, so here we go.
Ooh.
We got the Tyrese Halliburton. Now this card is very interesting because I've seen select future cards out of 10 of players right underneath him, I think a tier below him, like a Patrick Williams, sell for like $230 raw.
Okay.
So it's hard to put a number on this card because it is an insert, but it's out of a premium set, and it's Tyrese Halliburton, who's still selling pretty high. It's out of 10. It is 8 out of 10. So I think this is probably going to be a must for $150. What did I put over there for it, Tyrese? Nothing.
No data.
No data right now. So which is true. There's just no data on this card. So I think with previous, looking at other cards similar to this in value, I'm going to definitely say yes.
Okay.
So we got 4 out of, the 6 cards I mentioned that are going to be a yes. Now this one is incredible. Jamar Chase. Downtown card. This card is skyrocketing in value.
This player's been playing well.
This card, I think, last sold for $500. I did see one that just sold today with $999 slash through it as a raw card.
Wow.
So I think the last one, though, the number I saw, I'm going to put a value on it around $450. It sells anywhere from $400 to $550. I'm just going to say $450 raw. As a 10, I think this card is going to get to $2,000 at some point, especially if he continues to play well.
So, yeah, you had $1,500 for the PSA 10.
Yeah.
But the more he plays well, his value, it's only going to go up.
And it's a cool card. I mean, the Bengals is hilarious. Downtown cards are great. I think the centering on it's great, especially how you check centering on these is going to be the Jamar Chase little banner at the bottom. It looks even for me. And then the back between these two, I mean, it looks very clean card. And our boy G pulled this for me.
Yep. Sports card.
So I'm going to say yes on that. So here's 5 of the 6 cards, right?
Oh, already. Okay.
So 5 of the 6 cards here. These are what I'm thinking. 2, 4, 5 of the 6. I'm definitely going with the Justin Herbert, the Anthony Edwards auto, Mason Greenwood, the Future Select, and the
choices.
Jamar Chase. Now, these are the 3 here that I'm thinking could be next. I'm thinking, so I could take a risk. It's very difficult to get a real price on this in this card here.
But could be a lot of Celtics fans out there, so in terms of a flip, it might not be too difficult.
Yeah, this definitely won't be in my personal collection. Lamelo Ball, I think, is a hold right now, so I'm not inclined to actually submit this yet.
Yeah.
I think since he is a hold, it's a long-term play. He's going to be good for a while. I think it's safe to say to take this one out and put it in for next time.
I kind of wait and see how more PSA returns come through, see if there's more data in the coming months.
Agreed.
So that's a good call there.
The next one here is the Immanuel Quickley. It is a tad bit off-centered on the back. Outside chance at a true PSA 10, but I think it's in the 60-40 range of the grade. It's a beautiful card. I don't know if he's worth the 150 right now. He's playing somewhat decent. That it's very early on in the season, very too early to tell. And then the safest choice out of the 3 cards here are going to be the Marcus Rashford card. Is the safest choice. And with that being said, I think my heart is leaning towards the Marcus Rashford because you're paying 150. I think you need to pay, if you're paying 150, you need a sure thing. I think with the other 2, I could possibly wait. Now, the problem is with the other 2, if you wait, you run into that problem where they're not playing as good. The hype around them dies. So if you're looking for like a sports card flipper or investor or anything like that, your market is very high on these 2, probably right at the moment, where Marcus Rashford is a sure thing going to be around for a while.
Yeah, you can always flip those raw too.
Yeah, definitely. And if anybody is interested, let me know in the comments below. But I think I'm going to go here.
I trust that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I pick the Rashford too.
Yeah, so
Soccer is still not right quite at the boom, and you've got room because it's 300 raw, 550 as a 9.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least a profit of at least a minimum $100 at least if you get a 9, and you have more room to grow with the 9. So that's a good choice right there.
So here we go. Here are my 6 cards, and let's take a look at them very closely this time. We got a Marcus Rashford kaboom card. We got a Jamar Chase downtown card pulled from Louisville Sports Cards. Make sure you guys check them out. We have a gold Tyrese Halliburton that I pulled at the National with Louisville Sports Cards. Next up, I have the Mason Greenwood card I pulled out of one of the fast break boxes that we got. Well, similar to fast break, breakaway. I think
breakaway,
it was
called. That pack was a loaded pack too.
Yeah, because on top of I got the kaboom, I got the Marcus Rashford and
on top
this card. I got them in the same pack. In the same pack.
On top of each other.
It was absolutely insane. Most expensive pack I've ever opened up in my entire life.
I wouldn't say it's the most expensive pack.
Well, one packer in the sense of value, I think maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cost per pack. And value for a card,
Justin Herbert on the rise. I think the dude outside shot at MVP because I think Kyler Murray, the way he's playing, is probably going to get it this year. But again, we're only, 7 games in now? Is it 7? Yeah, week 7. Yeah. Wow. And then Anthony Edwards, rookie card, I think is a safe bet. He's playing phenomenal right now to the start of the season. I need to double check that right there. It looks like it's just plastic maybe. A little bit of, yeah, it was. Okay. Whew. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there you have it. Those are the 6 cards I'm going to roll with. Together, just right off the bat, if they do come back, PSA 10s, at minimum, I mean, you're looking at probably 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 10,000 probably.
I would say
9
to 10.
Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all.
$1,000 to
just
about $900 to grade, about $10,000 in value. Yeah, it works out pretty good.
Not bad. Now, when we get these back, we'll do a part 2 and see if we were close, see if we revealed it. And if you guys like this type of format, want us to talk about these type of cards going forward, we can make this a series. Instead of just doing our PSA returns, we can talk to you a little bit about the process before we went ahead and submit. And yeah, let us know. And as always, we'll talk to you soon. Deuces, Dabs.